Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Tutum Talk with Cara Nance. My friends, I am so excited that you are here for today's conversation with my very dear friend, Cytel Schults. Cytel, welcome to Tutum Talk, my friend. How are you?
Thank you, Kara. I'm so excited to talk to you. I just love you.
Same, same. Oh, all right, my friends. So, as you know, we share the wonderful bio of our friend with us today. So let's dive into that, and then, like, seriously, hold on to your hats because get comfy. So much more. Just get comfy. Maybe like pause and make yourself a cup of tea because it's one of those today. So let me quick share Cytel's bio here. So Cytel Schults is a business coach and marketing astrologer who helps coaches and mentors fall in love with marketing so they can attract and sign their ideal clients. Blending practical strategy with the wisdom of the natal chart, she shows clients how to market in a way that feels natural, powerful, and deeply aligned with who they are. Her approach helps women move beyond cookie cutter tactics and into messaging that connects, content that converts, and visibility that feels like home. See, friends, I told you, cup of tea or coffee, like if that's your preference, like whatever warm beverage you would like to consume during our chat here. Oh, Seidel. Okay, so anything else that you would like to expand upon for our listeners to better get to know you beyond your bio that's coming to heart and head that you'd like to share?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was thinking about one thing actually.
Mm.
The whole last thing, the visibility that feels like home. I was just thinking, man, it is so like you say it, you read it out loud, and my body just sighs in relief. Like, okay,
Mine
visibility can
did
feel
too.
like,
Yeah. I was like,
like
oh,
exactly
yeah, like,
like,
oh, we made it. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's safety in being visible. There's safety in being heard. Like, it's such a big deal, and you
And
know,
real quick, like so
yes,
counterintuitive for you to say safety and feeling heard, safety and usually we are thinking no, it's not safe
yep,
because right, the brain is wired for survival and so it's so powerful. Like okay,
yep,
and keep going. I was like, I know I'm interrupting. I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's gold right there. Yes, okay.
Yes, it's so important, and it's so opposite what so many people experience, and it's one of the reasons why we hold back. And I mean, it's just, so here's the thing, like, whether you're in business for yourself or you're at work, at a job, our ability to express and to let ourselves be seen and heard will always be smaller in the public capacity than it is in the private capacity. And right, does that make sense? So
Yes,
when we expand our
mic drop.
when we expand our ability to be heard in our personal life, then we expand our ability to be heard in our public life and our professional life. And that to me is right. Yes, there's the business coaching, yes, there's the marketing coaching, but number one, it's personal. Number one, it's coming to this place where I'm helping you truly live the expression of you so that you can share that naturally in the professional capacity.
For listeners out there, if you're already grabbing for a hanky, a tissue, a Kleenex, I get it because Seidel, as you were just sharing, like expanding on that beautiful truth, I instantly went to times in my life where I do not feel that I can express my fullness in the home that
Mm-hmm.
I'm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so if Kara at that time was listening to our conversation, I would be moved to tears of like I I can't can't imagine, or that sounds so nice, to be even more myself in my business. But that feels like such a stretch. That feels so far away, because I don't, like what Cara's guest is talking about, Cytel just shared. Like I can't relate to that. Like that's not my truth right now. I don't feel like I can be my full self at home. So it's helping me make sense how it's impacting my business. But so for friends out there who, like, seriously, they're having a moment right now, because I remember listening to podcasts or interviews, or something would just stop me in my tracks. I was like, oh, I that would be so beautiful to actually understand and feel what they're talking about. And that feels so far away right now. So for friends out there who, like, that is their current reality, like that is what they are currently living in. What's coming to your heart and head to share with them?
Yeah, I think the most important thing that you can do is create a space where you can just be heard with yourself. And I mean, this is something that I work with pretty much all my clients. We talk about is this importance of creating this space, whether that's journaling. I mean, I have a client right now, she does journal, like she journals on a very regular basis. And I was like, okay, and next, I'm going to have you start talking out loud to yourself. Because sharing herself intimately with out loud expression, even with people that she lives with, is not easy. And, she wants to market herself. She wants to market her business because she has an incredible service. But it's really, really scary. And so I'm like, all right, like, girl, this means you're talking out loud in the shower. You're talking out loud in the car, And that can be, she messaged me. She's like, I just did it. And the thing I said was, this is so stupid.
Well, hey, she did it, right?
She did it. And then, she did it again. And she messaged me. She's like, I even, like, expressed my feelings out loud. And I'm like, girl, like, it's so big. So I find whenever we are really struggling to express externally, even with the people in our home, or especially with the people in our home, one of the most important things that we can do is take time to express with ourselves, because it helps us get so clear on what it is that three things: what it is that we really feel, what it is that we're really thinking, and what it is that we actually want to say.
Yup. Wow. Okay.
And then that helps strengthen that. And that's like aside from our astrology, because when I look at the natal chart, I can really hone in on what that person needs to support them on the journey of expression.
Yeah. And let's put a pin on natal chart, because friends, I like this is your quick preview. Cytel looked in my soul when she read my natal chart. Like, when she said natal chart, I was like, I don't even remember what I was thinking. I had never heard the term natal chart until you said it. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was thinking like belly button. I was like, what? I was so confused. And then you asked for my birthday and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. All right. Oh, astrology? Okay, cool. I was, completely had no idea where we were going in the conversation. And I was like, well, you're Cytel. I trust you. I have no idea where this is going, but you're Cytel, so it's all good. So friends, so we will get to natal chart. If you're okay with that one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, yes. So friends out there, if natal chart resonates for you, Cytel is your go-to. Like, my goodness, looked into the depths of my soul in the most beautiful way. Like, it was like, wow. Okay. So I love that Most times, I do not prepare a darn thing for conversations with guests, and that is very much true of our conversation right now, and how divine, like you and I are both like very much believe in higher power, operating that is beyond our mortal selves, and that it's a collaboration, right? Like co-creating together,
Yeah.
and this is a partnership. So I feel very moved right now that this like moment of me feeling so connected to what your gifts of for old Cara, of like, man, I can't even say what I want to say, or I don't even feel like I'm able to say what I'm able to say, and then that beautiful divine connection that like actually I am currently working with somebody in that space. So
Yeah.
just love those moments of like, of course you are. Like this is how divine works. So with that, how, when people find you, what does it look like, sound like, feel like for them when they finally find you and like, oh, thank goodness you exist? Like, what's going on in their world, so that for listeners out there, if they're tuning into what you're saying, like, okay, all right, this is probably not a mistake that I tuned into this episode. Like I was supposed to connect and be introduced to this amazing human, Cytel Schults. So who usually, like, what does that make sense? What I'm asking,
Yeah.
like, who is
Yeah.
that person that's
Who
like,
do I
"Oh,
usually work with?
thank
Yeah.
goodness." Yeah, and like what are their pain points? So like what are they really navigating oftentimes?
Yeah, oftentimes I mean, they're in business, right? They've got a service that they're providing. Oh shoot, I've actually honestly worked with a realtor, I've worked with a pilot, like there is this, like, even in those kinds of spaces, um and they're really struggling to communicate what they want to say. And I find that while marketing, I seriously feel like marketing can be a 4-letter word. Like, it's a very long 4-letter word.
Yep.
But I think 90% of the reason why people hate marketing is because there's already a lack of foundation for their communication.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Say more.
So
Yeah, it makes sense to me, and let's expand for listeners. Yeah.
yeah. So communication, again, like coming back to this idea that our ability to communicate or express ourselves publicly is directly related to how willing we are to do that privately, right? And so if we expand that, then it expands publicly. It's the same. So if we're having struggles communicating ourselves, expressing ourselves privately, we will then have a hard time marketing ourselves publicly. And like, let's talk baseline marketing. What that really is it's expressing our worth and our value. Now, obviously, we have infinite worth, we have infinite value, but when we come to a place where we have to try to explain the value that we give to somebody and the thing that will make it worth it for them to give us money, then we kind of go, chat, can you just tell me, what my value is, and try to explain it? And then we lose ourselves in it. Right? And so often what I'm seeing and when I'm working with people is, yes, they're like, yes, I want to communicate better at work, or yes, I want to have more clients, and I want to work on my marketing so that I don't hate it, so that I can express myself. But what I see so often is that there is a space in their life that is lacking communication, whether that's with a spouse, whether that's with themselves, and they're just struggling to communicate with themselves. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, there is a relationship that is lacking in the communication.
Like being honest with themselves when they are speaking with themselves.
Yeah, or even just holding back.
Yeah.
So holding back in a conversation with themselves, which might sound funny,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
how many
What
people?
does that look and sound like tangibly?
Yeah. So what that could look like is, I've told clients before, it really need to journal. You need to journal, like, and they're like, I pull the paper out and I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to write. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about with the hiding from themselves. You know, or I don't know if you've ever experienced like, oh gosh, I didn't even know that part of me was there.
Right, right.
You know?
Or like I'll be doing dishes and all of a sudden I catch myself, whatever narrative is going on.
Yep.
"Oh, what are we saying right now? You know, like what's going on? Right? Like what movie set are we in? So
Yeah, exactly.
Where am
But so often we're not aware of that.
Right.
And so
Okay.
do you know what I'm saying? Like bringing that to the surface and like really allowing ourselves to be heard. Like I guess what I'm saying is so often what's going on in our marketing is reflective of where we're holding back our expression in our personal life. And
So
go ahead. No, go.
Well, I was just thinking for listeners who maybe like are at this point chomping at the bit, like, okay, yes, that's me. I freeze or like I just stare at a blank page when I'm journaling. What then would you recommend as next best steps? Are there like sentence stems? And I know I'm getting really into the granular,
Yeah,
really into the weeds,
I love it.
but like offering some folks some tangibles. I'm like, this actually sounds really helpful. Now what? Are there sentence stems? Like, I don't know. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this is what I would do. Like, what is happening in your life right now that you're not satisfied with? What's happening in your life right now that you want to better? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, and if you were just like, what am I feeling right now? What are thoughts that I've had today? Like, so, you know, I must do this myself because it would really be bad if I did not practice what I preach. So I journal every day for a minimum of like 15 minutes for my personal life, 15 minutes with my business, right? And so when I'm sitting down and I'm taking this, it's not just like, oh, you know, I think most people think journaling is like, or we've been presented with journaling as tracking what happened that day. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I brushed my teeth, and then I went to the grocery store and like gagged me with a stick. I do not want to journal like that.
Right, or like dear diary. Yeah, like that's what I think of when I think of journaling. I'm like, dear diary. Yeah,
Right.
It's like boring, like snooze fest to me.
Yes, exactly. And okay, so I'm gonna just like share my process. Is that okay if I share my journaling
Please,
process?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So this is what I do. I set a timer. I put my headphones in and I start some classical music because non-lyrical music helps us get out of our head and into our heart. And so this is going to help us like really uncover the things that are really wanting to be said and really wanting to be heard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So number one, that's what I do. Number two, I set a timer for 5 minutes. And I'm just going to journal for 5 minutes. And I do this for a couple of reasons. One, because otherwise I could journal all day long. I would not get anything else done.
Okay.
So it creates this container. So this is number two. It creates this container where I have to really get to the point. And I have to really say what it is that needs to be said. Because sometimes for me, I noticed, my husband pointed this out to me. It was fantastic. He's like, okay, well, you just said all these things. Now, what is it that you actually want to say? Like, you've brought up all these other points, but what is the point that you really want to say? And he said that to me enough that I was like, oh, what I'm doing is I'm saying, is it safe for me to talk? So I'm going to say these things to make sure that it's safe to say something.
Like primers. Like little primers, yeah.
Yes, little primers. And then he's like, okay, but what is it really about? And because it was always when I was upset, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm upset about. But I'd really start with the things that I wasn't truly upset about. Do you know what I mean? It was like the little nitpicky things.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, but what's the real problem? And then,
testing the waters.
yes,
Like, are
yes.
you really gonna be there? Can I really trust you? Because if you react a certain way to this,
yep,
how's this gonna go when I share this?
exactly. And he
Right.
and it was really great because one, we're establishing this safety, right? Mm-hmm. But two, I realized that what it was doing was it was creating a sense of distrust between us. Right. Because I would say I'm upset, and then I'd list things, and those weren't really the things that I was upset about or that I wanted to talk about. So then we had to learn this space of I'm going to come to you. I'm going to bring what I'm really struggling with here.
Yeah.
Was really, really the thing. And then he'd be like, okay, but is this really the thing? I'd be like, yeah, I'm actually doing it now. I'm actually sharing the thing that's really the thing, right?
How long did that take for y'all to get to that space? Like, where you knew that you could trust, that you could just give the big rock. Like, no more pebbles. Here's the big rock.
Like, honestly, it took years. And the reason why it took as long as it did is because we were navigating it on our own. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a trial and error, and it was a trying and working and trying and working. And I mean, thankfully we didn't argue all the time. So it wasn't like we had lots of opportunities frequently to do this, but
still, I say, like, tip of my hat to y'all that you stayed committed to the work, because that's work.
Yes, for sure. It's a ton of work. So it's one of the things that I love talking to people about in the sessions is like how to be a more effective communicator, how to really hear what the other person is actually saying and not just the words that they're saying, because I feel like that's exactly what my husband did. And that's exactly what I've done for him in the spaces where there's a more crucial conversation. It's about listening to what's actually being said, not the words that are being spoken. And bringing it back to the journaling, that's what the 5-minute timer was about, is this space where I was like, okay, let me get to the real thing that I actually want to talk to you about. And so for me, this journaling process wasn't just me talking into space, it was me talking to God. So I write, "Dear God," and then I talk to him for 5 minutes. And that's been so profound. It's like another form of prayer, right? Mm-hmm. And then the timer goes off, and then
Does it startle you, like when the timer goes off? Like, oh.
No.
Okay. All right.
No, and I've been doing it for long enough now that I can feel the 5 minutes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at the end of the 5 minutes, I set another timer for 5 minutes. So I do this 3 times. I have 3 5-minute timers. Okay. And this is the fun part. Then I will do one of a couple of different things. And there's like the range of options here is endless. I will take my scriptures out and I will randomly open to a scripture. And I'll just like open and point. It's like scripture roulette.
Okay. Very brave of you. Yes.
Or I will do a card pull. Or I had a client before that wasn't into any of that, and she would like, her Instagram feed was full of self-improvement things and pep talks and all these things. So she would do that with her reels that she had saved or liked. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so whatever
like
this
scroll up and whatever it lands on.
Land.
Like Wheel
Yes.
of Fortune. Yeah. Right.
Yes. Yeah. What this middle piece is all about, is about the inspiration. So this is write, inspire, receive. And this middle section is inspire. A client of mine said one time, the were, as it were. The WIR is the were. Um, so the middle section is inspire, and this is the space where we get in to transferring from our voice to the divine's voice, and whether that for you that's God or the universe or your higher self. Like you could write dear higher self or dear Cara, and you're speaking to your higher self, or dear universe, or whatever that higher power is for you. And then the middle section is about connecting to that space and kind of blending your voice and the voice of the universe, so the voice of your higher power self, right? And so I will get a scripture, I will write down the scripture, and then I will, for the rest of the 5 minutes, I will write down how that scripture correlates to what I wrote about. Does that make sense?
In your first 5 minutes.
In my first 5 minutes. Yes,
okay.
Exactly. And sometimes I will look at the scripture or the card and I'll be like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? And it's only a single word that stood out. So then I pick out that word. I've gone to the dictionary to be like, tell me what this word means. Like, give me a deeper understanding. But as I'm in that space, I'm like, oh, my wheels start moving. And I'm like, oh, I start seeing something. I start seeing it from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
100%.
And it takes me outside of my box. And then at the end of those 5 minutes, now I'm more open to receive a new perspective. And that's when I write, for my last 5 minutes, Dear Cytel. And then I receive for the next 5 minutes. It's all about receiving from the divine.
So like downloads.
Downloads for 5 minutes. Yep.
Best is able to keeping up with all the downloads. Do you have like a really fast is it hard to keep up sometimes in those last 5?
I mean, I think that's the most beautiful thing, is because my handwriting is worse when I'm writing, because I'm in a hurry to get it all out. But God's never in a hurry to tell me. Do you know what so it's like when I'm writing in that space from receiving from the divine, my hand is steady, my mind is so clear, and I'm getting one word at a time. So it's being fed to me in the space that I can write it in. So I like really appreciate that question, because I'm more rushed when I'm writing myself, trying to get everything out in the 5 minutes, than I've ever been receiving from God.
Yeah, it sounds like the receiving space, the word purposeful came in.
Yeah.
Like very purposeful. And
yes.
Intentional, like this is coming to you, so you cannot miss it.
Yes, absolutely. And the big thing that I also want to make sure that I say here, because is this is a process of trust with yourself, that you can receive something outside of you. Do you know what I'm saying? And trust with the universe that you will get something in return. Now, look, I've done this for many years, and the first few times I was like, oh, I just took the pen back and I told the universe what to tell me.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I was like, God, this is what I think this is what I think you're going to tell me. And so then, of course, God is gracious enough, and frankly, I'm the one freaking holding the pen. So, of course, I'm going to write what I think he's going to say. And now I can really distinguish when it's me and when it's him. When it's me talking, then it sounds like a list. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. When it's God talking, it's, here's this piece of encouragement. Here's a little bit more encouragement. Here's a new perspective or way of looking at it. And so there have been times where I'll be journaling, I'm like, oh, I just took the pen, and I will literally write, okay, you can have the pen back.
That's awesome.
And then I'll start receiving again. And it's just, it honestly has been one of the things that's changed my marriage. It's changed my marriage. It's changed my business. Like I said, this is a practice that I use in my business, every day. It's changed the way how I am with my body and with my kids, and just.
How long ago did you start this practice, and where did you learn it from?
I learned the basic journaling process, but it was like write to God, hear back from God. And then I learned that a long time ago, probably 2017, 2018.
Okay.
2016, something like that.
Still, like within the last 10 years.
So within the last 10 years. And then I had, I was talking to a girl, and she's like, recommended that when I read my scriptures, that I read for a certain amount of time, and then I journal about what I received after I read. And she's like, you don't have to journal about what you read, just what thoughts or impressions. And she's like, don't think about it, just put pen to paper and start writing. And that's the exact thing that you needed to get from the things that you read, because it's not just like, let's not just read the scriptures for history, or let's not just, you know what I'm saying, like,
right.
Read it for like, oh well, this is really good information, like let's read it to use it in our lives. Right. And I don't remember exactly, because it's been so long, how it came together, but I just remember just feeling so inspired. I think God showed me the process, honestly, and he was like, write to me first, and then do the intermediate part, and then receive. And I was like, oh, this makes it a lot easier for me to, one, receive from him, because I'm not sitting there thinking, am I really receiving from him, or am I just making all this up? Which is how I felt when I was doing the journaling before. Like, there's so many God journaling practices people use, but I would just get so in my head about it that I couldn't actually receive back. But that inspire section and the blending of the two, like the blending of my voice and the blending of inspiration's voice, helped me understand what it felt like in my body to receive from outside of me. I mean, like, out, you know what I'm saying, outside of me. It's still inside, but
yeah, from a source that is greater than our mortal selves. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, so many ways, like so many avenues. I'm like, oh yes, pick one. Okay, fine. So I'm gonna go some brass. Thank you, first and foremost, for sharing, like bringing us into your world and sharing your practice. It's so beautiful and grounding, is what it sounds like. And talk about pour value into folks. Like, woo! All right, my friends, let us know how it's going for you. And I also love how you share the versatility. So if folks if they don't really feel drawn to scripture, like, okay, what do you feel drawn to? What does
what inspires you?
What inspires? Okay. This being Tutum Talk, it is a leadership podcast exploring leadership in the everyday and beyond, as I know you know. It feels like such a rhetorical question, and I'm going to ask it anyway. What about, and these are not your words, this is what just came in, being tuned into your own voice. Why is that important for leaderships, for folks in leadership spaces, like whether it's a formal leadership role, people manager role, leads of households, leads of community, right? Like leadership, as John Maxwell teaches, is influence.
Yes.
And we all have influence, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, what can it makes sense to me, and I appreciate you naming for folks listening. What's the connection here?
Yeah, so I love this. What a great question. Seriously, Cara. And yeah, we all have leadership. We all have influence on the people around us, even if we're not trying at all, and we're just being. And I think that's, to me, why our voice matters so much, is because like self leadership really allows us to come in and have the impact that we were meant to have on the people around us, that we are meant, that we're designed to have on the people around us. And if we are so busy trying to be a leader like somebody else, or say the things that somebody else says, and we forget ourselves, we lose our impact, or we have less of an impact, right? But when we come in and we trust the experiences that I've had will help me be a better leader. The experiences that I've had, the woman or the man that I am is the exact person that these people need. Like whether you're in a leadership position in a professional setting at work, whether this is, a coaching business, whether you're in the home, you're a mother or father, or you're the leader, a caretaker, exactly. Like all these things, you're still leading, and you were designed to have a specific impact and to bring like you have so many gifts, you have so many talents, you have so many wonderful things about you that the people around you need. And when you step into your voice and you step into your own, which to me is your leadership, right? Like that's just a huge part of, there's same to me. But when you take ownership of that, you take ownership of your voice, it makes it so that you can lead more efficiently, more effectively, and leave with more impact. And I'm not just saying on like leaving more impact on the people around you, but it will have a greater impact on you as well.
Yeah, and I was thinking humanity, like because it's that ripple effect. Like,
Yep.
yes, there's your sphere, but you have no idea. I remember Oprah sharing her conversation with Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou, and Oprah said something like, well, my legacy. And Dr. Angelou just stopped her in her tracks like, you have no idea what your legacy is. Like, we don't, because it just keeps rippling out as far as, just keeps going.
Exactly.
So, and that's humbling, and also, holy cannoli, that's some responsibility.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Because what you say, even in a professional setting, like we're talking in a corporate office, what you say in a corporate office to somebody could impact the way that they talk to their children, and that will impact the way that their children talk to their friends, and then their friends talk to other friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have seen it personally in my life as I have coaching and mentoring, and then I've seen how it impacts my daughter, and then she will come home and she will tell me things that, like, how she has supported her friends with similar language, and it's just so much like it goes so much further than we think, than we can even see, because what we can see is you and me. And frankly, I think the impact that we can see that we make on someone else is so much smaller than it actually is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, love it. Okay. So you just so happen to say gifts and talents, which of course brings to my mind Strengths Finder, actually, Clifton Strengths, because we talk about talent, right? Like the assessment identifies consistent of thought, feeling, behavior, and then it populates your various your themes, right? That really identify your gifts and your talents. Like,
yes,
they're just raw in you. And we were able to have a moment. Like you took the Clifton Strengths assessment, and we had a coaching session together. I took you through a coaching session using the tool. And I am so moved by your takeaways And I definitely have a couple other, like I want to get back to natal chart, a little bit about singing, and wherever else the conversation goes. But I was like, oh, you just said gifts and talents. So let's have a quick moment, your takeaways, and how the Clifton Strengths Assessment, from what you've experienced thus far, and how that ties in with your authentic voice and marketing and all. But what, from your perspective, anything you'd like to share with listeners?
Yes. And I think for those that are watching this.
Yes. yes. So superwoman pose for both Cytel and Cara right now. Yes. Yeah. For the win. Clifton Strengths for the win. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I just have to say, I have mine right in front of me.
Oh, amazing.
I have them
right. This is your first time taking it, right? You haven't taken it until a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And you are a avid, like, so, my goodness, your gift with the natal charts is moving to me. And so I find it so, like, I'm humbled that you find such richness in this tool, because I'm like super fan. Like, I built my entire business as the cornerstone using this tool because it's been so impactful in my life. And so I have, like, this is a moment where I'm like, see, right? Like, it's really, really helpful.
Yes.
It's just such a joy to feel your excitement around it. So, okay, keep going.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm bouncing my chair because I'm so excited about this. One of the things that I experienced as I went through the Clifton Strengths, and I'm going to say this, Cara. It was good, and I went through.
Oh boy.
I know. I realized how that sounded after I said it.
It's okay.
Taking the assessment and getting the answers was good. And it was eye-opening because my number one was something I never considered.
And what is your number one? If you don't mind sharing with us.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing. My number one is developer.
Okay.
I
know that, but they don't know that.
I know.
Okay, keep going.
I thought communication was going to be my number one because it's such a passion of mine. But it's actually my number 4. So that was really surprising, and I just sit with it for a little bit. And this is why I say, and it sounded like this when I said it's good.
No, I get it. I figured out where you were going pretty quick, but at first I was like, okay, I'm ready.
Did I want to ask this
we
question?
can do hard things. We can do hard things. We can take it. Go ahead, Cytel. Yeah. So your experience completing the assessment on the Gallup platform, because you get a code from Gallup, GALLUP, and I sent it to you through the Gallup platform. So the experience itself and receiving those results, like, that was good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was it was like that. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. But sitting down with you and going over everything was mind-blowing. And to me, when I experienced this sitting with you, I just remember being like, oh my gosh, yes, oh my gosh, yes. And it was like all these pieces of me that needed that validation, all these pieces of me that has been honestly wanting to come forward and wanting to show up in my business, wanting to show up in my personal life. It was like, here you go. Here's your permission slip. You get to do this now.
Oh, wow.
And because I think the more conscious we are, the more powerful we can be. And to me, that's what I experienced when I did this. And not just when I filled it out, but when you and I sat down and we went over all these things, I was like, oh, I can see how I can have a greater impact through my business. Oh, I can now see how I can do my own marketing in a better. Oh, now I can see how I can create content in a better way. Okay, I can see how this will impact my relationships. Wow. When I'm standing in this space, and I feel like the most succinct way I can say it is, this gave me permission to be more of me. And when I'm more of me, I'm a better leader.
Absolutely. I'm having a moment of, I'm so thankful that our time together offered you even more opportunities to love on you, like fully embrace you, accept you, and shine your, like you said, that permission slip to shine your light even brighter. Which I gotta be honest, sitting over here, it's a moment of like, you were actually dimming your light. Like, you shine so brightly already, and I'm even more excited to, like watch your continued content, and because it's not just content, like what you share with the world is, to me, gold. And I'm in a real time moment of, wow, Cytel was already shining. Like, I'm gonna have to go get my sunglasses. Like, I'm gonna have to get my UV protection over here for like the brightness. Like, whoa, it's about to be on a gazillion over here level. I'm sincerely moved and clearly somewhat speechless, because I'm like, I can't even fathom, and that's so beautiful. This next, I love it over here. I'm in Carolina, and the sun just started shining even brighter right now.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It's like, exactly, right? Yes. Wow, that's so freaking brilliant. Okay, right on. So, what I also heard you say, even though these weren't your words, you had the opportunity to make meaning of your results. Same
Yes.
with a certified coach, and that certified coach being me.
Yes, absolutely. And I think information is great. Application is the bomb. And that's not said very eloquently, but you know what I mean. Like, that's nice. When you can get more information, that's nice. That's nice. But it's only as good as you can use it. It's only as good as you can create impact, and with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the metaphor, like the image that just came in was receiving a hammer as a present that's like still in its packaging.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, here you go. Like,
that's nice. Oh, thanks.
But if you don't take it out of its packaging, and if you've never used a hammer, have somebody, or like a YouTube, have information, right? Like, some
you have to have someone show you.
Right, show you on how to actually use it, and also ways not to. Like, make sure your finger's out of the way, or your thumb, as you're like hammering it. Like, be mindful of the nuances and the details, and how much, right? Because it really hurts when you slam your hand with a hammer, like, yeah. So
also, appropriate times to use it and inappropriate times to use it. Like, yes, there's the little nail picker outer. I don't even know what the back end of the hammer is called, but like,
call it the back end of the hammer. There you
back
go.
end of the hammer is probably not an effective refrigerator opener. Like, could you use it to open your fridge? For sure. Probably not the tool you want to use for that. And like, understanding how to use the hammer will give you the times and places to use it, and the times and places not to use it.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, one more question. Whatever you would like to share with listeners, and really, I'm just super curious now, that you feel comfortable to share with the public, with the world. Because our coaching session was a couple days ago, so that's also where I'm feeling really moved. Like, wow, you that was your experience over just these last couple of days.
Yeah.
So tangibly, what are some applications that you think you're gonna put in place? And we can just keep that business, but if you feel like sharing personal. And I also real quick, I'm clearly nerding out now as a Gallup Strengths coach, how you are naming how when we better understand the tool, how it really does inform our personal and our professional relationships, like how we go about both. So I didn't know if there was anything you'd like to share with folks on how you're applying
I'm
your
just
newfound insight.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at it really quick, because I can see. I just looked at it for my business. I could see it in my personal life. So I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, I totally put you on the spot.
Oh, So here's one of the things, and I'm gonna take it down to here. So two things. One, business. When I was looking at it, I was like, okay. As a developer, my desire is to help other people grow. And also, what I need is someone to invest in. And as we
Which themes are being spoken? What
I bring in what I need. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but which theme? Which strength?
Developer. The developer.
Okay, so
So
you're
this
speaking
is
to your developer. Okay.
Yeah, so this is
Beautiful.
to my developer. And so a desire to help others grow. So that, I feel like I'm like, okay, in that space, this is how I want to create reels. This is how I want to create content. This is how I want to record my podcast. It's from this place of a desire to help other people grow. So when I approach creating content in whatever capacity, sending an email, blah, blah, like all those things, what in that moment can I offer someone else that will help them grow?
Right. I'm hearing your intention
Yes.
behind the action.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly. My intention behind
and that,
exactly.
You didn't have that clarity prior to our conversation, or like you weren't as in tune to that.
No, definitely not. I was like, okay, what can I say that will have an impact? Okay, what is it that I want to say? You know what I'm saying? Like all those other things. So powerful, so powerful. And in the space of like the voice, it was like giving myself permission to say the thing that I wanted to say. And it was like, hey, Cytel, you actually really want to help people grow. So what if you just did that? What if you just said the thing that will help people the most? Instead of
go ahead.
Despite of like, oh, well, traditional business advice would say, don't give too much. Or, do you know what I'm saying? And like, we talked about this a little bit, and I recorded a whole YouTube series, and I just got on and I shared, we talked about this, you and I did the other day. I just shared all the things that I knew, and then I was done recording. After I was done recording each video, I would get another download about
like
this
divine
download for this specific piece of astrology. And I was like, gosh dang it, like honestly I was a little irritated with God, because I was like, if you'd given me that while I was recording, I would have shared it, but now I can't share it. I'm not going to record another video. But it was so great, because at the end of this thing, I actually had enough material for a course. And like my audience was, I was
God's
like, hey.
Patience, please. Like,
That's
it all
a
makes
four-letter
sense
word
in the end,
too.
I promise. Yes.
But it was like, oh, all of a sudden I had this thing, and my audience was like, I was like, hey, I'm actually going to teach a class. Like, this is the thing that I never thought I'd do, is teach an astrology class. And they're like, oh, we've seen this coming for weeks. I was like, and it was a sold out class. It was fantastic. I loved it so much. But that gave me the permission. So that's like the I bring, and then the I need is someone to invest in, and that's like my energizer, right? And that's someone to invest in. And as you and I talked about that, I really understood that for me, that means I get to like message a friend, Voxer a friend, email a friend, like whatever. I prefer Voxer. just so that I can get that voice and that immediate feedback, when they listen to it. But I get to pour that information into a friend and say, oh my gosh, this is the thing that I just learned. This is a divine download that just came. And then they get to be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And just share their excitement about whatever it is that I just downloaded, the information that I just got, how it applies to their life. And that feeds me. And that's actually that's what I need. And so traditional business advice would say, don't do that. Just monetize it. And, don't give it to anybody for free. And I'm like, actually, this shows me how to strengthen my voice. To me, that's how I see these things, is how can I strengthen my voice? Oh, by sharing it with somebody else, somebody personal that can give me that feedback, tell me how cool I am.
Come on now, that's not the only reason you're doing it. You are
No,
cool.
no.
And, yes.
No, but you know what I'm saying? I still need that reassurance.
Sure, of course.
I need that reassurance too. And so while I'm excited to share.
Real quick, you've got I know a developer, and you named communication. Is there your communication theme playing a part in the also? You are calling it reassurance.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I got my gal coaching. How does that connect with your communication theme?
Okay, let me look at it. So, and there's so many things because it's developer, positivity, learner, and then communication. And I think that positivity is such a huge thing. But, yes, so the communication. So it says to be understood, and an audience, this is what I need, an audience to engage.
Right.
I need that audience to engage. Right.
I know, yeah. You just called it reassurance, but I'm like, check out communication real quick, because again, yes, it's reassurance, but it's also I'm not going to name it for you. So what is it now with that raising your consciousness? Okay. So what is it for you? How? And I know you're fresh on your Clifton Strengths journey and better understanding how these themes are really playing in. But with this context, how is that feeling for you? How are you now applying that reframe from reassurance to an audience to be
engaged.
Yeah.
This is engagement. It
Right.
when you say it it just in this moment when you say it like that, I'm like, oh, what I experience in my body is like somebody just stoked a fire, right? So it's even more, like I said, reassurance in the beginning. But it's more than that. It's the stoking of the fire. It's the turning up of the flame. It's oh, I can't keep this in. I have to share this publicly.
How did the word reassurance feel in your body? And I know we're live right now, so maybe that's it. But I'm like,
no. It's just transparency is a thing for me.
Okay.
It's really important
to
me.
Thank you for your vulnerability. Yes.
It felt selfish, and while it felt selfish, and it felt inward instead of outward. Do you know what I'm
100%.
I need it. I need
it.
Right.
It's
and
self-serving.
Yes, self-serving. Right.
And then when we pivoted to the communication theme.
Yeah, understand and audience to engage. It was oh, this fires me up, and it's so it's
if I went real time coaching moment. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Keep going.
I know. I love this. I love it so much. Yeah. So looking at the two together, I'm so stoked. Cara, you're so fantastic. I
Thank you for being so open to it. Yes. Not that, in all sincerity, not everybody's open to connecting these dots and being vulnerable to the notion that there's other ways to address our understandably we have limiting beliefs.
Yes,
right?
For sure.
And so in real time, listeners and folks watching on YouTube right now, you are witnessing in real time Cytel being open to being that vulnerable journey, saying like, you know what, you learned reassurance somewhere. We
Oh,
don't
for
have to
sure.
go down that road, but like you learned that, and so you are modeling in real time. This is one way,
Yeah.
and let me reference this tool real quick. Holy cow! Here's another way.
Yeah.
And in my body, that embodiment piece, and how I love how you modeled in real time. I know I keep saying in real time, but it's just so cool to me. Like, look at what and hear, and hopefully you feel it too, possibly out there listening and watching, the transformation that is possible within seconds
Yeah.
of tuning into another option. Like, you don't have to throw the original option out the window. Just like, let's just pause for a second. Reference the tool. Try on that outfit for a second. Right. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah, I was just like, you're saying, and I'm like, I wonder what I did, the difference that I looked like when I was talking about reassurance versus the difference that I looked like when I was like, well, I know, like, I remember when I started, I was like, oh, an audience to engage. I was like, I'm like, my body's getting, like, I'm taking up more space in the frame, and I'm just like, I can't stop moving. Like,
I could hear it in your voice. Like,
I'm
your
sure you
voice,
could.
the energy came through.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh yes. So like looking at these two, the developer and an audience to engage with, it's like someone to invest in. So when I invest in someone else, like I pour, and I don't know, like the way that I'm kind of experiencing it is when I import like my investment into someone else, like my download, when I pour that into them, to me that's kind of like a little investing, and you can tell me, you know, your thoughts on that, but
No, absolutely.
it
Yeah.
comes
yeah.
back to me in my communication, and it's in my communication the I need in communication, which is an audience to engage, and so there's this cycle. So basically when I give what I need, I get what I need.
Right. Yeah. Like, yeah, exactly. Like you modeled in real time that, or you were sharing that when you Voxer this insight that, or new learning, or whatever you're excited about, like, oh, this would be perfect for fill in the blank, and you Voxer them, and getting that feedback loop.
Yep.
Oh, actually, it's really helpful. Like, for the win. Like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's just,
makes-
yeah, it makes me excited to share it. It makes me excited to keep going. And, you know, and I was thinking too along the personal lines. It's so beautiful. I was just having this extremely vulnerable for me conversation with my husband last night while we were on a drive. And he was asking me how we can experience and how he can provide more pleasure for me. And I know, like the best,
beautiful.
so
Yeah.
beautiful. And what it required of me was that I be vulnerable and I share things that I haven't necessarily shared before, right? And as I'm like looking at this, what I need is to be understood, right, in that communication. And what it required of me in that moment was to really share, and to, because I think sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be understood. We keep that part of ourselves safe and like tucked away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're not going to handle it with care as it needs to, so I'm not even going to give them a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
to
And yes.
have it.
Yeah. So as we were talking, I was like it caused me to step back as he kept asking questions. It caused me to step back and go, okay, really, what would help me experience more pleasure? What is it that I need? And so I got a chance to understand myself on a deeper level, and then share that and like really be vulnerable and express it, voice it, and say I'm willing to be understood by myself, and then I'm willing to be understood by my husband.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That and how long have y'all been together?
Oh, we've been together for 22 years.
Okay. Yeah. It's like I know it's been a minute, and
It's been a minute.
For listeners who, again, like either you also have been together for 22 years, and maybe some of that fire is dwindling a little.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Cytel, your vulnerability and sharing with listeners, and also then offering like here's a tangible application.
Yeah.
To how you're learning more about you through the tool. It's beautiful, and I find it important right now to say it. I say it ad nauseum, I feel, and there are moments when I'm like, you can't say it enough, kid. Like, okay, I'm heard. That was the download. Like, you can't say this enough. That these tools are for development, not diagnosis.
Yes.
So I really appreciate, Cytel, how you are sharing with folks how you're raised consciousness around this tool and how to apply the tool to your own development, professionally and personally. So, and that's not diagnosis. Like, oh well, what I can't even come up with an example right now, but I know you understand what I'm saying with
Yes.
With that difference. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. There's a big difference between the two, and learner's my number 3. Like I have to. Growing is a have to. It's not like, oh well, that would be nice if someday. Like, I need it like food.
Right. Okay. Let's pivot. Thank you so much for going. I was like,
Oh my gosh, thank you. It was so good. It was so helpful.
Yes. Okay, so I'm pivoting to singing and natal chart. Where would you like to go next?
Can we talk about singing?
Yes. Okay, so listeners, context, or would you like to give the context?
No, you go.
Okay, so right before hitting record, so I do my best to not abuse Cytel's gifts. I'm like, oh, you have so much wisdom, and I don't have many friends like you in my world, so I'm like, let me learn all the things. So I'm like, calm down, let's not soak up the whole lake, like just like little slurps of water. Come on now. So just now before hitting record, I did what I do when I feel really comfortable with people, and it would be a really fun question for family out there. Anybody who's still actually listening, like, this is an endurance episode, friends, and I'm proud of you for still being with us. Even if you've had to press pause and go get a snack, I get it. It's beautiful. And so for family out there, I'll be curious to understand if you know how long I've been doing this, because I feel like it's something I've done forever, and I just started to notice it recently, like in the last couple of years. And when I would stop myself from doing it, and that is when I'm really excited, or like I'm just feeling really comfortable and excited, I'll start singing in my sentences, like, okay, now we're going to go do this, it just came out with Cytel, and I had like a quick middle school, and folks know I'm a big fan of internal family systems, so I could feel like a quick middle school part, like, that's not cool, like, not in front of people. I'm like, but it's Cytel. So like it was a split second of like, it's okay, we're safe. And then I came back to self-leadership, where I was like, oh, Cytel, what is that about? Because it's voice, and and I find it so unique, and not the entire world knows. So now of course, I can just sing and talk anytime. Like, here we are. Enough about me. What do you think about me? Just kidding. Thank you, CC Bloom, Beaches. There you go. Bette Midler, I appreciate you. Keep rocking. Oh, wow, you're really getting the Cara show today.
I love
see,
it so
Cytel's
much.
magical. She just brings it out. Yeah. No, I'm a woman of my own volition. I like full choice here. Yes, I take ownership. This queen is taking ownership of this behavior over here, completely. So, golly, but like I was like, where does the singing come from? Like, what is that all about? Because I have a funny feeling and this will probably be a wonderful segue to natal chart, because when I say things, I'm like, well, yeah, it's probably all in there. Like you see it in the stars, and I call the natal chart the spider web now, because like when you show it to me, I'm like, this looks like a spider web. So like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm thankful that you do, and you can break it down for me. Like, give me talk about slurps, like little nibbles, like a king be an appetizer or a tapas. Portion I've just started eating, and you're giving me like Gerber, slurps over here. Oh man, but yeah. So what is the singing? I feel like I'm on comedy stage here. You're welcome. But I don't understand. I'm cool with it because it's me, and every day I'm loving me more and more, for which I'm so thankful, because that wasn't always the case. But this is that next layer. We just sang in front of Cytel. Okay, what the heck is that about? And go. So glad you had me offer the context. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I am so
Cheers.
glad you offer the context. It was so beautiful, and I want to say two things. Actually, I want to say, never believe me when I say I want to say two things. If I ever list how many things I want to say, it's never that many. It's always more. Okay, so a couple of things. One, yes, actually, you named my impact. The impact that my voice has on my audience, and that is expression. So am I surprised that you do that? Not in the least, because that's just what happens when people literally hear the sound of my voice. It causes a desire, and not even a desire, it causes an eruption of expression in the most beautiful way. So yes, that's true, and I love that you also owned that you just let all of you come out, which is so beautiful, because it really is just it just so is you. Okay, so let's talk about this singing thing. And yes, it does. I've been looking down because I've been looking at your natal chart.
I figure, yeah. Now I know if Cytel looks like she's not paying attention, it's like, oh no, she's looking at my stars. Yeah.
I am looking at your stars. Yes, exactly.
So friends, when you get on call with Cytel, if it looks like she's not paying attention, it's okay. She's just looking into your soul. No problem.
I'm 100% with you. I'm with what you're saying, and I'm with what your soul is saying. That's how I see the natal chart, is what your soul is saying.
Such a gift. And thank you. I love that you named that this is your impact. Yes, thank you for sharing your gift with me, and of course with the world. But I'm so moved, and that makes complete sense. That your impact is that we just feel that we can be ourselves with you.
Yes, that's what I want. That's really what I want.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so singing.
Yes.
Singing, especially singing in that way where it just comes out, it really is, to me, so similar to laughter. So the sound of your laugh is, to me, the sound of your soul bubbling out of your body. And it's just 100% pure joy. So we have learned, or we have been very practiced at speaking. We know how to control our inflection in speaking. We know how to control our tone because we've been doing it for how many ever years we've been alive and talking for, right? I mean, even as a baby, we started learning our voice as we were crying and cooing and doing all of these things. Unless we're a professional singer, most of us are less practiced at controlling our singing voice. And so often, I wouldn't even say often, I would say when we sing, let me back up.
Sure.
Our voice is the expression of our soul. So the sound of our voice is the expression of our soul. I know you're going to have images, you're going to have experiences come to your mind. When you were talking to somebody on the phone, you couldn't see their face, but you knew how they felt based on the sound that their voice was making, right? And you and I talked about this earlier, and you're like, oh yeah, your sound changed when you were talking about reassurance versus, everything. So what we're feeling comes out in our sound. What we're thinking comes out in our sound. Like how we say something comes out in our sound, right? Obviously, our soul, our spirit expresses through our voice. And then our body also. So if you think like when you're sick, your voice is weaker. The sound of your voice is weaker. Or maybe you can hear a cold in someone's. Do you know what I'm saying? So our sound, our soul is expressed through our voice. And when you sing, and you sing in that way, it's parts of your soul coming together saying, I can't contain it any longer. And this joy just comes out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And I would say, don't hold back. I know you're like, maybe this will be a part of my podcast. And I'm like, yes, please.
Okay.
Please let it be, because it's such a genuine expression of you. And like, if we come back to the leadership and the, you being true to yourself, as wild as it might sound, when you're sing-songy, it's you being true to you. And I'm going to say, how do I say this? It's a way for your heart to be heard.
Which is also super vulnerable.
Yes. Which is why you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just sing-songy.
Right. And I've got like heart not fully racetrack speed at this time. And very much breathing. I can feel some parts being like, we're going to do what? Like, it's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Just the idea of singing and like at a workshop.
Yes.
We're supposed to be professional.
Right.
And
yeah, professional.
There's like an not quite war happening right now, but there are definitely parts being like, what? We can't do that. Like, they're not going to take us seriously if we start, like, riffing it to, like, singing with our friends, like, that's not going to go well, But, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Because I just had, like, a flashback to, like, oh, my gosh, I did it when I was teaching. I know I just, like, went off again. But I was like, oh, my gosh, no, I did do this in the hallways. When I was trying to get students' attention, they're like, hello, everybody, are we going to do anything today? Are we actually going to pay attention? And people, like students were like, oh, Nance is off a rocker. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, hey, shut it. We got to start
right,
class.
But it brought them back in. Like, it created a result really quickly.
It did. Yeah.
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 And so I'm going to transition a little bit, because this is where it gets really good. So when I'm going to say two things, actually. Now you know.
I was thinking, like, you were so patient with me. Thank you. I so appreciate your patience with me. Yes. Okay.
No patience. It just is glorious watching the process. So first, to your heart. When you sing and you do it in this way, it's a sign to your system that you're feeling safe enough to be seen. And you're feeling safe enough to truly be visible. So, when you see that happen, now you can be like, when you recognize, I want it to be like this little light switch. That when you do it, now the switch is going to go off in your head, and you're going to be like, I just did that. I feel safe to be seen, right? Okay. So you don't need to push it. You just need to make a space for it to be heard and make a space for it to be witnessed just within yourself, right? So even when you're doing it by yourself, I don't know if you talk out loud with yourself. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to Cara Nance, my amazing mom, for modeling that so well. Like, I watched, getting ready for work almost every morning. She would talk to it, like rehearse whatever she was going to like present or whatever else as she was putting on makeup and all that. So very much modeled in the home. Yes.
Yeah, it's a most fantastic thing. So even in that space, when you're doing that, if you find yourself singing songy or singing a thing, like that's okay, I'm feeling, and I'm going to use these words for you specifically because I looked at your spider web. I'm feeling at home. Oh, I'm feeling at home. And then what it does is it helps your nervous system, it helps your body see the pieces that helped you feel at home so that you can then recreate it. And you don't have to be conscious of it all because these things just happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, conscious is powerful, but letting it come to your consciousness a little at a time is, and just identifying, oh, I feel at home now. And then as you continue to recognize, oh, I'm feeling at home here, I'm feeling at home here, then you can piece together what's helping you feel at home so that you can create that more on purpose. And you expand your ability to feel at home, which is ginormous for your heart. It's the most important thing, is that you're feeling at home because of your star chart. Some people call it a star chart, your natal chart, like your astrology. Where your heart is sitting in your chart is important for you to feel at home.
For me,
for
Cara
you,
Nance.
yes, for you.
Okay, so
Cara
not
Nance.
necessarily everyone.
That's right.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were saying, I was like, oh,
No, for you personally.
This one
For
over
you,
here.
yes, you.
Yeah.
For you personally, it's so important. The other thing is, when you do that sing-songy, your voice naturally lightens. And, right?
Yeah.
And it goes up into a lighter pitch, a lighter tone, a lighter, maybe a good word would be a lighter resonance. And so it's not as deep, it's not as like, right? And
Right.
your authentic sound is Aquarius, because your moon is in Aquarius. And that is a lighter sound.
Right.
Okay?
Right, because I feel like I have a deeper, like I choose
Yes.
alto for
Right.
actual singing. Like, yeah.
And your pitch doesn't have to change. I'm not suggesting that it changes, but
Yeah.
the density of your voice will change when you go into that Aquarius, right? So I'm sure parts of you are like, okay, in order to make an impact, in order to get results, I need to have a more dense voice. I need to have a deeper voice. Do you know what right? Is this feeling true?
Yeah, like
Yes.
authority.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Right. And so, because that's traditionally what's taught. And I'm actually going to disrupt that a little bit and say,
Sweet.
for you to actually be seen as an authority, your voice needs to be lighter. I know.
Interesting.
It's wild. It's so opposite of what everybody would say. I know.
So how do I go about that?
Right. So what we just talked about, the sing-songy,
Yeah.
would be one of the things that I would recommend that you do. To keep doing that, to see where you're feeling comfortable, because when you're in that comfort space and you do that sing-songy, no, I'm not suggesting you sing-songy all the time, right?
Right.
That's
It's
not what I'm
that's
saying.
Yeah.
You don't need to sing all your words. Go, next time you go through, a drive-through, you're like singing your order. Like, I'm not saying you have to do that, but it's just recognizing, oh, I'm feeling comfortable. Oh, I'm feeling at home. Right now, what are those elements that's helping me feel that way? What am I experiencing? What am I providing for myself that is giving me that space to do that? Right? And as you see that more and more, it helps you see that it's safe to be in that lighter sound. Now, the other thing that I'm going to say specifically for you, because you're an Aquarius, is a
Yeah, the moon, right?
yes for
Yeah,
your moon
yeah.
is a
For
you.
friends, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
you
just
go.
wondering, like, would context be helpful that this is a fun quiz. My sun sign is Sagittarius. Like, I'm new on this, friends. I'm new learning. I feel like I'm in quiz, like a pop quiz. Sun Sagittarius,
Yes.
because I December 15 birthday. And then, like you just said, my moon is Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And then my rising is Libra.
That's right. Yes. Ding ding
Hey!
ding. You got it.
Okay,
Nicely
so for
done.
friends listening, like for those out there who that actually makes sense hearing those things, now you know.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's still like learning.
yeah. So your sound. So when we're not in our authentic sound, I'll say authentic sound, like our voice, our authentic sound.
Yeah.
What we will typically do is we'll be in our sun or in our rising, because that's what people like. Our sun sign is our conscious self. Our rising sign is how people experience us in person. So those feel a little bit safer than our heart, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like you can't show that. Come on now, just like be out in the world wide open. Come
Yeah.
on.
And so right now you're sitting in that Sag sound, which is a deep, rich sound. It is a very grounded fire sign. To me, that's what Sagittarius is. It's a grounded fire sign, right? And so you're in this space where you're in that sound because that's what's safe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what's kept you, like, it's what's professional. It's what, like the list could go on and on and on. So the two things that I would suggest for you is really get into that space, like we said, with the singing. And then the other thing is, the thing that you need the most is to just be able to say all the words. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Out of all of the signs, the only one that can talk very fast and stay in their sound is Aquarius. Okay, because
I remember you sharing that. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, because Aquarius, when I experience the sound of Aquarius, it's like a jet. It's going to take the fastest possible route there. And so they can actually say a lot of words really fast and remain in their sound. I could not. That would not be my thing. A Libra, they cannot either. Sagittarius, no. Like, but you can. And the one thing that will happen with, let me just pull this up, but the one thing that will happen with Aquarius is that they will want to pull back, and they will want to be like, okay, it's not quite safe for me to say all of the things that I'm saying. One, because it could be viewed as really weird. It could be too intense. It could be too fast. Do you know what is this?
Yeah, friends, again, as you're tuning in, case in point how Cytel looks into my soul. Like, it is able to, like, name my soul. Like, yep, I, like, the Rolodex of evidence that is going on this side of the conversation of, like, yeah, of course it's not safe to, like, say all the things because we have so much evidence or, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what I would suggest is that you are at home and you're just like all the words. Do you know what I'm like out loud, all the words. Just say all the words. Say all the things. No shade to whatever those words are. And I know you're like on board with that, right? Like whether that's to someone else, whether that's towards you, like all the words have to be said, be expressed, to be heard, to give room for that, to then be able to speak back to. Like, oh, okay, that's a part of me that I'm feeling ashamed about. Or, that person on the bus needs to say this thing. Like, let's give them, they don't have to drive the bus. They want a voice.
The internal bus.
Yeah, yes,
right.
Yeah, exactly. The internal bus. I mean, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that as you were sharing your beautiful gift, it did start to form as not quite a revolt, but like it wasn't complete shutdown, and very much like if we were to do that, the repercussions.
Yep.
Strong probability. Like we can't, right? I know intellectually fear is false evidence appearing real. Like I'm a big fan of that acronym for fear. I get that intellectually. And then we go to the emotion, internal family system, like all of these connecting. And it makes, again, logical sense that, yeah, I stay in that not quite calculated, yet thoughtful cadence, tone. Because when I think about the times when I have done the singing and getting people like back on track, like all those examples were actually when I was feeling pretty frustrated.
Yeah.
And I like it was my way of taking not even the conversation, like the direction that I'm trying to give. It clearly wasn't heard with this voice.
Yeah.
So it was my like, we're gonna take this to the next
elevated
level. And so it doesn't feel good in my body. Like that feels like me getting angry.
Right.
And so it was really interesting to like tune into that as you were sharing, and still doing my best to like focus on what you're saying. Like, hey, good point. Okay, stay focused. And then your encouragement to like just say all the things, like, oh, that can come with some pretty intense repercussions.
Right.
On so many levels.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm a big fan of like en vogue, express yourself. Like, of course. and I've got this like back and forth, a little bit of a grapple of like, and what's there to be said about the safety with all of that?
Yeah.
Because just me navigating the world as an openly queer person.
Yeah.
Like I'm 48 and a little more than a half. But I'm getting closer, right? So 48 and a half plus. And by the grace of God, this hasn't happened in a very long time. And in my 20s, I don't think in my 30s, and definitely not in my 40s. Again, let's just keep that track record going. But in my 20s, I was pulled out of women's bathrooms, like literally using the stall. This is a bit, like much possibly for folks, but like, and so that's why I go with safety. Like me being, like when I hear just be you, I understand, I can appreciate where my parts are like, hold on, because if we do that, we might actually get really hurt. And I joke, and I also say in all sincerity, I'm so thankful that this beautiful mug right here has stayed this beautiful, because I have been in some pretty compromising positions, not because I was trying to like start anything. It was just me existing in the world. Yeah. So that's what's tangibly happening. Like I was like, I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm gonna keep this in the recording because it's important for people to also hear. Like these are real occurrences. These are truths for folks. And so that's why I'm like, and for you to keep saying home, it's really interesting. Like I've done so much work with my parts, and I can feel where they're like, just that word is like, we can't trust home. Like that's too vulnerable to believe in the safety of home.
Right.
So like, oh yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah.
All of the things, I mean, I just, one, commend you for sharing everything. Two, want to say that what you experienced is so hard. Like, so hard. And it is a validation of not safety, and it is something that's so common, especially for Aquarius moons. Like, if you have an Aquarius moon it is so common to experience that feeling of like really not safe, really scary harm, just because your heart is so sensitive, like extreme, like you have such an extremely sensitive heart. So everything, like, totally understandable, which is why two things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so that, yeah, it's like, so what for us fellow Aquarius?
Yeah, so
Sun.
this is why
No,
I'm saying we can.
Aquarius moon. Yeah.
Yes,
Is that what you
yes,
said?
that's
Like,
right. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the sensitive heart part. Is
Yes,
the Aquarius moon.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, and we're all
Thank you.
sensitive to a degree,
Yeah,
but it's like
Oh,
really,
yeah,
yeah, really, like really,
I
really
have
sensitive.
exes who were so annoyed with the amount of reassurance. Yeah,
yeah.
word right there. It was like,
Yep.
I just want to like know that I'm loved. You know.
Yep, exactly,
So that's a whole
exactly.
nother, you know, like you
Yes.
get to love on yourself. Yeah.
Right. And I think too. So this is why it's so helpful to be one-on-one in a session, because while we can go over tips and tools, they're just it's a different space to work intimately. Do you know what I mean? And really be able to be like, okay, let's talk about what will create safety for you. Because when you're in a space where you're like, I'm actually just going to give myself room to say all the things, right? And now it's like, nobody's going to hurt me because it's just me, right? So oftentimes what I see happening in sessions is we will work through things in the time frame that in the package, and they will start to be able to be in their sound with me because there's safety to be heard here, right? And then we start creating safety to be heard in that most vulnerable, and I say this, our power comes from vulnerability.
True.
Right.
I'm with you on that.
And that, like, there's a big difference between vulnerability and exposure, which is a totally different subject. And a lot of people feel like vulnerability is exposure, and it's not. Like, there's a difference between wearing a bikini with sunscreen and wearing a bikini with no sunscreen and just staying out into the sun for hours and hours, right? Yeah. Like, vulnerability is the space where you understand. Anyway,
Thank you for making that distinction. I never thought about it like that. Like, yeah, good point.
Yeah, like you're going to be aware of how long you're out in the sun for and what protection you have, right? It's not okay to always say all the things. Like, I would not go up to a random stranger on the street and say what I would tell my husband. Like, that's just no, right? And so there's a space, and then we practice sharing your heart publicly. Now, I will say this, like, for you in this context where we're talking about it, when you create this space in your home where you're like, okay, when I go into this room, whether it's a real personal room or like a room in your head, when I go into this room, I am creating safety for me to say anything that I want. So I'm going to give myself 2 minutes to just say anything, or maybe it's 60 seconds and you set a timer and you're like, for the next 60 seconds everything that I say cannot be judged, and it has a safe place for that. Do you know what I mean? And then you're just isolating that one little space, and then you're like, okay, I'm just gonna be, now that we've used this words, I'm gonna say it like this: there's a place for exposure and there's a place for vulnerability, right? So when you go into take a shower, you're not going to wear sunscreen. You're not going to put sunscreen on before you get in the shower, right? You're not going to put your bikini on.
Yes, yeah.
Like, that's a place for you to have all of your clothes off and to be fully exposed so that you can get clean, right? And so there is purpose in exposure. And so that 1 minute is like, okay, I'm gonna get in the shower. It's time for me to get clean and to see these parts that need to be seen. so that they can be valid. Is that helping?
Mm-hmm.
That little piece of you that's like, blah! You want me to do what?
Yeah. Right. It is. Yep.
Yay.
Okay. So, absolutely. Okay. So, friends, case in point, reach out to Cytel. And anything else about the natal chart? Because
there was one thing I wanted to say.
I was like, man, it's so, for me, instantly transformational. I was like, wait, what? Like, I couldn't take notes fast enough, and like, I don't quite understand all my handwriting with all the notes. I'm like, I like, I started to go sideways. Yeah. So, man, yeah.
I do want to say one other thing. If I can say one other thing.
I'm so thankful for you. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just really important, because the impact that you bring to the world, which your natal chart shows your impact, and what happens when you're in your sound, like when you're in that Aquarius sound, you will help people get results fast.
So, hold on, say that one more time.
You will help people get results fast just through the sound of your voice.
In which voice?
Your Aquarius moon. So when you step into that Aquarius moon, it's like boom, boom, and maybe it's like a little bit longer of a snap, because we know not all flights are, a flight from Salt Lake to Vegas is not as long as from Salt Lake to France. Unfortunately.
Right. I can just feel parts being like, yep, there's no running from this, guys. Like, we get to dance with the Aquarius. There we go.
Yeah, it's what you're designed to do. You're designed to bring people results. Number one, you're also here to help them feel at home with themselves.
And that's the heart exposure one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And there's
you can feel I'm just like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Like actual reprogramming, like rewiring literally happening right now. Like, yep. Okay.
Yeah, so when you're in that like, to me, what you're personally doing with all this tudum and leadership and all the strengths, and like what you're doing is you're saying to people, let me bring you back to home with yourself.
Oh, for sure. Like,
and
that,
when you're
no
at
question,
home,
like all the parts are like 100%. Like, okay, God, we're finally on consensus.
When you're at home with yourself, you're the best leader. And then there's another part of your chart that is like, hey, you're here to help people be obedient to themselves. First and foremost, be obedient to you. Because when you another way to say it, maybe if people have a heart, some people don't like the word obedience, but like to honor yourself. When you honor yourself, your leadership will be more effective. When you honor yourself, you'll feel at home with yourself. When you feel at home with yourself, you'll honor yourself. And when you do those two things, you'll have a greater impact in the world. And that's what your soul wants people to understand.
And you're able to read that from the natal chart.
Yes. Well, I'm not. I'm just listening to it.
Yeah. I know it feels like going, at least it does for me, going like way backwards. And for friends who are similar to me, where they're hearing the word, the phrase natal chart, they're like, what in the world is that?
Oh, yeah.
What do you need again for the natal chart? It's your birth date?
Yes. So, I'll just say a couple of things. Really, I'm going to stick to two this time. 2 things.
We'll see.
2 things.
I believe you.
One, the natal chart is a snapshot of the sky the moment you were born. So everybody knows where their sun sign is. It's your Sagittarius. Are you Sagittarius? Are you Gemini? Like pop culture, that's pop astrology, that's what everybody talks about. But there was so much more happening in the sky than just the sun, like where the moon was, where Mercury was, where Mars was, like all these things were also in different signs. And it's like a map of your soul where everything was in the sky. And to me, it's a map of your expression. It's a map of your impact. And so this map can show you, and it tells me what you're here to do. It tells me how you're here to be, how you're here to express what you get to experience when you're being true to yourself, right? So that's what the natal chart is. Number one. Number two, in order to get that, I'm really going to keep this to two. I'm going to be very impressed with myself. Is your birth time. Time makes a difference. So guesstimates, sorry, not going to work. Like, it has to be your exact time to the minute, because even the minute will make a difference. So your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth date. And that's it.
Right. Boom. Yeah, it reminded me on the time. I was so thankful that when I finally looked at my birth certificate, I was like, oh, I was born on pi. You know, like, it's hopefully it's easier for me to remember. Like, oh, 3.14. Perfect. You know.
Yep.
AM for anybody who cares. For friend, this is something that I'm also having a moment like, welcome to a pod episode with two folks with high communication, like dominant theme, Clifton Strengths communication, like, who really enjoy each other's company. Like, you're here for it, friends. What about for the folks who might not have access to that information, to, you know, like, to their birth certificate, or, you know, like
Yes. One is you can actually get a certified copy of your birth certificate, and it usually costs a little bit more than getting, and I know I was like, every copy is certified, right? We actually went for my husband. We lost his copy a few times, and then we found all of his copies. So we had 4 copies of his birth certificate. None of
no, you're really prepared.
Like, obviously showing our organization skills. But none of them had his birth time on it. So I went online. A friend had told me about the certified copy thing. I went online and I was like, Utah, you know, utah.gov, blah, 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 all the things for that. And it was a certified copy. It cost a little bit more, and it came with his birth time on it.
So it's through the state.
Mm-hmm. It's through the state. So you can get on your state website and, like, pull that up and have a certified copy. Now, there are states like Idaho that did not track birth time for a few years, which seems ridiculous to me, but it's true. And in that case, I know that there are, and I'm sorry, I need to look up this information for me too. I know that you can do chart rectification. So there are astrologers out there that do chart rectification, and what that is they will help you dial in your birth time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can look up chart rectification, natal chart rectification. And I will look up that too and see what I can find.
Okay.
And pass that along if we can get that. If I can get that to you before we air.
Yeah. We'll put all that information in the show notes for sure. Speaking of what, well, actually, are you open to anything else about natal charts?
I think I'm good.
Okay, awesome. Extremely illuminating, which I'm not surprised whatsoever. And I'm so thankful for you sharing your gift, of course, with me. I feel like this was a pretty special episode. Like, you friends out there, you were able to tune into 2 human beings who are very passionate about the gift that each of us have, that we love sharing with the world. And to me, it's just so cool how organically we both shared our gift with each other.
Yeah.
And then, so like, that's really cool, my friend.
It was so fun.
It was very fun.
So cool.
Okay. So, I am a big fan of 3 questions that actually a former guest, Mike Krushka, I do my best to give him credit each time I ask them. It's just I'm just really enjoying, like, decrescendoing the show this way. So if you are open to 3 more questions, well, technically 4, I will keep it to 4 as best as possible. Because clearly we share that gift of like, oh, actually,
one more thing.
4.2, 0.3, yeah. No. So, but yeah, you up for
I'm
a
game.
couple more?
Let's do it.
Okay, sweet. All right, first question. What are you passionate about?
Gosh. Okay. That's like a, oh my gosh. Okay.
I didn't say they were easy questions, just questions. Yes.
Communication. I am passionate about communication. So passionate about it. It's the one thing that I said to my oldest growing up. Communication is key. I said it all the time. Communication is key. And I like the more conscious we can be with our communication, I'm going to say the more powerful we are, but like just the more heard we are, the more understood we are, the more connected we are to the people around us, the bigger impact that we can make. Like, it's just such a big deal. Communication is such a big deal. If you don't say it, people don't know it.
All right. Next question. What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? 2 things. I am looking forward to me speaking more freely, because that's something that I'm working on right now. I am also looking forward to, I don't know if these are along the lines that you wanted me to say, I'm also really looking forward to going to, I don't know if you guys have these, but so I'm just going to say what it is. It's Draper Days. It's like a city out here, like one of the suburbs of Salt Lake. And they have it's 3 days of tents with people selling things. And it's almost like a flea market,
Yeah,
something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But it's when they celebrate the birth of their city. And so they have music at night, they have bands playing, they do fireworks. So each suburb around Salt Lake City will kind of do their own Taylorsville Days or Butlerville Days or Draper Days, and they just have
the name of the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a little 3-day kind of festival, 2-day festival thing where they've got homemade things or people's businesses, and they have tents and they come sell things. They've got food trucks, and so we're doing that as a family tonight. So I'm excited about that.
That is fun. Oh, so much fun. Very cool. Love that. I'm with you all in spirit for sure. A funnel cake? I would love yes. Bring on the funnel cake.
Yes. All the good food.
All the good stuff. Yes, exactly. All right, my friend. 3rd question.
Okay.
What is worth doing?
Anything that lights you up. That's something that I have been working on personally and actually professionally, is that when I do the thing that lights me up first, instead of saving it till I get all my chores done, it actually helps me get my chores done, inside and outside business.
That's so good. Eat dessert first.
Yes, eat dessert first. So if I'm having a hard time making dinner or cleaning, I'll be okay, what would light me up? Okay, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, listening to some music, or reading 1 chapter of a book and then cleaning for a certain amount of time and then reading another chapter and then cleaning for a little bit. Incorporating that play.
It doesn't have to be all or nothing.
No, it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Right. Sprinkle in the joy. Sprinkle in the joy.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, friend. Final question. Even though, clearly we could talk all day, I'm loving our conversation. And let's close this one out. How can listeners and viewers find you?
You can go. I have a podcast, Designed to Be Heard, which is that just so expresses everything that I feel. Just your soul is designed to be heard. So they can go there. They can find me on Instagram at Designed to Be Heard. You can DM me there. Also, my website, designedtobeheard.com.
Brilliant. Oh, and of course, 4.1 question. Like, anything that you are especially excited to share with folks in terms of, you know, courses coming up, or anything that they should look out for specifically coming up the pipe.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm always doing something new. It just
Okay, cool.
I've always
so
got
like, get ready, friends. Just be ready.
Get ready.
Yeah, right.
There's always something happening. And I have this beautiful chart, and it shows you, like, you remember how we were talking about the one thing you need to do. I don't even know if I said it like that, but like, you needed to speak freely, right?
You're right.
And the thing that you have the hardest time with, because you're an Aquarius moon, and you will help people get results. I have a whole impact guide where you can you can look up your natal chart, or you can look at your moon and what your sound will do when you're speaking in your authentic sound. And then the one thing that you need to do every day to get there, and the block that you have to getting to your sound. I know, it's so great. It's so great. So you and I went over yours today. Everything that it's on that chart. So on my website, you can also pull your natal chart in case you've never seen it, and it's it'll tell you in English, so you don't have to look at the spider web. It'll say moon, and then it'll tell you the sign that your moon is in, and then you can go to that chart. Take a look at the impact.
And that's just on your website?
Yeah.
Like, just.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. And
So I'll give you the link for that
on your website.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. We can
Awesome.
schedule time there too. Just sign up for a discovery call. Let's discover your voice, your soul.
Amazing. Well, now I know what I'm doing after our call here. I'm going back to your website, like, let's go read up again. Like, yes, awesome. Well, Cytel, thank you again for cup runneth over.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely runneth over. Yeah, awesome.
It's been fantastic. Thank you, Cara.
Absolutely. Same Z's, and I look forward to the next. All right, my friend. We'll see you real soon. Okay.
Okay.